In some international sporting events, including Olympics and the recent World Baseball Classic, you might see a country named Chinese Taipei. If you've never seen it before, I guess many of you were wondering, where is Chinese Taipei? Which country is that? Chinese Taipei is the designated name used by the Republic of China, commonly known as Taiwan. Wait! Why Taiwan has so many different names? And what's the difference between the Republic of China versus the People's Republic of China? They sound very similar, but they refer to two different countries. The ROC is commonly known as Taiwan or Chinese Taipei, and the PRC is the official name of mainland China. In order to understand why Taiwan is called Chinese Taipei and the difference between the PRC and the ROC, today I'm gonna talk about three things. Firstly, why there are the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China. Second, what's the difference between them? In the end, I'll talk about what's the current relationship between each other. First, let me tell you the story behind these two Chinas. Once upon a time, there was the Republic of China, which was ruled by a group of people called the Nationals, or Kuomintang. Then the communists came along and they had a massive Chinese civil war. In 1949, the nationalists retreated to Taiwan, the only part left of what was the Republic of China. And those communists run what's called the People's Republic of China. Now you might ask, how many Chinas are there? Technically speaking, there's only one China. One China composed of two separate and completely different China. The problem is that the PRC think it's China. Well, the ROC also think it's China. Therefore, because the fact that there are two Chinas, so there's no longer one China. I hope you guys aren't confused. We understand the story of two Chinas, but what are the differences between the PRC and the ROC? People living in mainland China are known as Chinese, and those who live in Taiwan are known as Taiwanese. Although Chinese and Taiwanese have many similarities in their culture, tradition, and languages, and many other things, they still differ in many ways. There are many differences, and today I'm only gonna talk about two of them: politics and the language. In terms of politics, ROC is multi-party democracy, which means multiple political parties have the ability to gain control over government offices. While PRC is a single-party state governed by the Communist Party of China, therefore, Taiwanese people possess more freedom politically, while Chinese people must conform to its communist form of government. For example, in Taiwan, people have all sorts of elections, including presidential election, while people don't have those voting rights in mainland China. In terms of language, Taiwan uses traditional Chinese as its official language, whereas the mainland China uses a system of simplified Chinese characters. As you might tell from the screen, the traditional Chinese characters is more complicated than the simplified version. In addition to the differences in the Chinese characters, the language differences between mainland Mandarin and Taiwanese Mandarin is about the difference between British and American English. Most of the language is the same, but they still differ in some small places. Now we understand why there are two Chinas and what are the differences between Taiwanese and Chinese. Let's see what's the current relationship between the two sides. We call the spatial relation cross-strait relations because two countries are separated by the Taiwan Strait. After the establishment of diplomatic relations between the PRC and the United States in 1979, most countries recognize the PRC as China. So if now the PRC is China, then how about the ROC? The PRC believe that Taiwan is part of China, while Taiwanese people want to think of Taiwan as its own independent country. People in Taiwan have been viewing themselves as Taiwanese and think of Taiwan as its own independent country because many Taiwanese are second or third generation of Chinese who were born in Taiwan Island and lived there for their entire lifetime. They also enjoy the political freedom their ancestors fought for them and all other resources in Taiwan. But due to the strong political and economical power of mainland China and very complicated international political reasons, many countries can officially admit that Taiwan is an independent country. And that's where the name Chinese Taipei came from. The PRC opposes the use of the official name Republic of China or Taiwan for the country because it would imply an acceptance of Taiwan as an independent country. Till today, mainland China and Taiwan still maintain such a special cross-strait relations, and the PRC remains hostile to any formal declaration of independence and maintains its claim over Taiwan. However, despite all those complicated political issues, there has been increasing non-governmental and semi-governmental exchanges between the two sides, including cultural and educational exchanges and cross-strait investment, etc. All in all, this is still a very sensitive topic, and I hope you can understand what's the story behind that. And next time when you see Chinese Taipei, you will understand it's Taiwan and understand the story behind that.